All right, let's just jump right in. If you're a developer, you know this screen, right? It's chaos. You've got like a dozen windows floating around, tests failing in one corner, docs open in another, and just this ocean of terminal logs. It's just way too many steps. And the real problem here, it's not that you don't know what to do. Nope. The real pain is all that manual labor, that glue work you have to do to connect all these separate pieces together just to get a single thing working. But what if? What if you could just collapse all that chaos into one single, super focused helper? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into today. We're talking about a tool called Goose, and this bigger idea represents moving from a simple AI assistant to, well, a true AI operator. To really get what's going on here, we have to start with the core problem, which is that just getting answers from an AI, it's not cutting it anymore. Think about it. On one hand, you've got your standard chatbot. It's great at spitting out an answer and a little text bubble. But then, there's actual software development, and that is a messy flowchart, right? You're reading code, then you run a command, whoops, you hit an error, now you got to install something, then you retry the test. It's this whole complicated dance, not just a simple question and answer. And this, right here, just nails the problem. The source material for this explainer put it perfectly. Most of these AI coding tools feel like really smart interns trapped behind glass. I mean, how good is that? They can tell you what to do, they can explain things, but at the end of the day, you're still the one with your hands on the keyboard doing all the actual work. So that leads to the big question, doesn't it? What if? What if your AI could actually smash through that glass and start doing the work for you? And this is where Goose comes into play. Because this is an AI that's built from the ground up to act, not just to give you advice. Okay, so what exactly is Goose? Well, at its core, it's an open-source AI agent framework that's local first, and that's important. Its entire job is to be the bridge between a powerful large language model, an LLM, and the real world of your computer. We're talking reading files, running your tests, actually editing your code, all right there on your machine.
And really, it's the verbs that make all the difference here. Goose doesn't just suggest things, it does things. It can search and navigate your whole codebase. It can execute tasks all on its own. It reads and writes files, runs your code and your tests. Heck, it can even install dependencies for you. It completely changes the conversation from, hey AI, tell me what to do, to hey AI, let's get this done.
I love this concept. The whole philosophy behind it is so simple, but it's really powerful. See, you're not stuck with just one AI model. The idea is you bring whatever model you want to the party, and Goose is the thing that gives that brain hands. It gives it the ability to actually interact with your development environment.
This framework really gives us two game-changing features: total local control and what I think of as basically infinite reach.
First, let's talk local control. Now, runs locally might sound like some technical jargon, but trust me, it is a huge deal. It means the AI is right there, working directly with your files, inside your terminal, as part of your existing workflow. It feels so much less like you're shouting a question into the cloud and waiting for an answer, and way more like you've got a super capable assistant sitting right there next to you at your desk.
Okay, now for the reach part. The secret weapon here is something they call MCP, or the Model Context Protocol. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal adapter for your AI. It's this standardized plug that lets you connect the agent to all the other systems where your important stuff lives, all your data, all your tools. And this is so key. The real value of an agent like this isn't just how smart it is, it's how far it can reach. Thanks to MCP, Goose can plug into GitHub, talk to your databases, scan your documentation, even automate your browser. This is the thing that takes it from being just another app on your computer to being a fundamental piece of your infrastructure.
So, when you combine this ability to act with all that reach, you get a totally different kind of behavior. Goose is built to think like an agent, not like a simple chatbot.
So check out its workflow. First, it doesn't just blindly start working, it actually plans. It'll ask you clarifying questions to make sure it knows what to do. Then, and this is really cool, it can delegate smaller jobs to sub-agents, kind of like a manager, to keep everything on track. And finally, it acts. But, and this is crucial, it only does what you give it permission to do. You're always the one in the driver's seat.
It also has something called project memory. By using a simple little file called .goosehints, you can teach it things about a specific project, things it should always remember. Now this might sound like a tiny feature,
But it solves what is, for me, one of the most annoying things about using AI, having to repeat yourself a million times.
So, with all that said, where does Goose actually fit in with all the other AI tools out there? It really comes down to choosing the right kind of teammate for the job you need to do.
You know, the best way to look at these tools isn't just a featured checklist. It's their core philosophy. You've got Claude Code, which feels very polished, very premium. Then there's Aider, which is this super lean terminal-first pair programmer. OpenHands is going for the whole shebang, a massive platform from your laptop all the way to the cloud. But Goose plants its flag firmly in the ground of being open, local, and super extendable. Its whole bet is that what you really want is control and the ability to customize everything.
And that brings us to our final section. Because honestly, the tool itself is really cool, but the huge shift it's a part of, that's the real story here. The future is about the AI operator.
Just look at this. The #1 benefit of tools like this is staring us right in the face. They take all that awful manual glue work, that giant bar on the left, and they just absorb it. And that frees us up to focus on the stuff that really matters, the high-value, creative problem-solving on the right. The machine takes care of the grunt work. So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway. We are right in the middle of this massive shift, from an AI that just gives you advice to an AI that actually operates. It's no longer just a source of answers, it's becoming woven into the very fabric of how we work.
And I just want to leave you with this one last thought from the source material, because it sums everything up perfectly. The future of AI software help is not a prettier chat window. It is an agent that can take real work off your plate. It's an agent that gets your environment, uses your tools, and plays by your rules. The question we're asking our AI is no longer just, what do you know? It's, what can you do?